War Report coming live every Tuesday at 7 with Steve, Cat, Ryan, Amanda, and Eric. And the voice of NEW, Vince Berry. Hitting all the topics like a clothesline flurry. Turn up your speakers and hear them out. You can listen from your car, even on your couch. They too raw, who NXT? Handing out SmackDowns, follow on IG. Plus, it's sponsored by Tag Me a Date. Go to YouTube and sub now for every update. It's all wrestling here. No safe space, now listen in. Time to hear from some of the greats. The man has come around.
Welcome everybody to another edition of the War Report After Dark. We have SmackDown, we have Raw, we have a lot to cover, and then of course we got to talk about our predictions for this coming weekend's WrestlePalooza. So welcome everybody to another edition. What's going on, guys?
Not much, man. I can't wait to have this video immediately copyright claimed by somebody for that song.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get in trouble for that one. That's all right.
Ironically, I heard the song today.
Where?
We were just talking about how we can't hear the music usually.
Oh, you heard it?
I heard it. It was the Becky Lynch song.
That's so funny.
Which, by the way, I actually hear it better now than on TV. That song's pretty dope.
It's starting to grow on me a little.
Yeah, I couldn't really understand the words till right now, so thank you, Steven.
I got you, brother.
Yeah, you
do. Yeah, dude. So let's get into it, because there is so much to cover. And I want to start off with, we're going to jump around. So on SmackDown, we had AJ come out and cut her first promo since returning. And what a fantastic promo. The crowd was so into it. She talked about the mental health, the journey she went on. I mean, it was just a great segment. And then Becky comes out, and they have their back and forth. And, of course, AJ has the belt. And Becky Lynch, again, just incredible. I really think this might be the best version of Becky Lynch we've ever seen. I love what they're doing. And she goes back and forth, and then Rollins comes out, and they're trying to convince AJ to give her the belt back, and AJ's basically come and get it. Punk comes out. They all get in there. Ultimately, they finally set the match, the mixed tag for WrestlePalooza, and we'll get into all that. But then you fast forward now to Raw, and we have Rollins and Becky come out together, separately, but then together. Cut great promo. AJ and Punk come out. I thought, great segment back and forth. And then, of course, the true heels make you think that they're not on the same page. It was all a setup. And AJ takes her first bump since returning.
Did you fall for it?
I kind of expected it. I did. I kind of sat there like, they're not really on, like, this has to be a setup, and it was. But I could have been very wrong. They could have played it out like they weren't on the same page until the night of WrestlePalooza, and then, oh wow, they are on the same page kind of thing. But I liked the way it played out. I liked how AJ took a bump. I think that just solidifies that AJ and Punk are going to probably go over. But here's something else, too, because I had said last week, what if they didn't? Because of shenanigans, of course. And, either way, it's going to... I think this is totally leading to maybe the next pay-per-view is in Australia, right? Is this it's a crown jewel? I think. I think in Australia, I think. So let's say I'm right. What if AJ versus Becky for the IC title, Punk versus Rollins for the world title, AJ and Seth both become champions on the same night?
AJ and Punk, you mean?
AJ wins the IC belt, Punk wins the world title, same night, same show.
No, you said AJ and Seth. I just want to make sure.
Oh, I'm sorry, AJ and Punk.
Yeah, I would love it, but for some reason my mind went somewhere else with somebody else after you said the next main event is there. So, but yes, that would be fucking awesome. I think that would be great. It would be a great story to be told. I just don't know if Australia is the place you want to give not AJ, but CM Punk his true title win. Although he already had it and it was real short. I don't hate it though. I don't hate it.
I mean, the the other side of it is how long do you
What was the big next one? Survivor Series?
Yeah, next big one is Survivor. I couldn't find the Australia one you were talking about because when I was looking through Wikipedia, it kept showing like, oh, the next event, and it's like an NXT, like No Mercy, and then Halloween Havoc. I'm like, just get me through the jabroni stuff. I want the main card shit. What are you talking about?
Right.
So I couldn't find it, but then it got me up to Survivor Series War Games, so it didn't seem to be on there. But oh geez, tag match for both belts, says Ryan.
That could be interesting. And then you got Dave Abbey. They're not taking the belt off of Rollins this quickly.
Yeah,
I don't think so either.
And I was
so do you drag this out to Survivor Series and have them both win at Survivor? Either way, I think when they win, I think they're winning together. So maybe you drag it out to Survivor Series, but then I would have CM Punk and AJ going over at WrestlePalooza.
Oh, I would 100% have AJ go over. I agree with Dave. I don't think they're taking the title off Seth, even if Punk does challenge for it. And in general, I mean, listen, talk to me in April when CM Punk wins the fucking Saudi, WrestleMania, and I'll eat my words. But like right now, I just feel like Punk is one of those guys kind of like Jericho at this point in his career where do you need a world title? You're CM Punk. You know what I mean? It's like, do you need a world title? You're John Cena. You're The Undertaker. It's whatever. He's reached this status within WWE that just like...
But I would be okay with Punk having another run as world champion since,
I think he'll
not
get
being
one
in
more
the company
before he
for 12
goes.
years.
I think he'll get one more before he goes.
I think the setup with Seth is a long play. It's not going to be resolved now. It's going to be resolved WrestleMania probably.
So, and I wouldn't mind that, right? The thing is, what do you do till then, right? Like, is War Games going to be around him and CM Punk, and CM Punk's going to have to get himself a team against Division, or do they want to concentrate for Roman Reigns at that point of the matter? Because I did hear for some reason that Rollins and Roman Reigns were going to beef a lot this year, but I haven't seen that yet.
Well, they got to finish Street Fighter, and then let's see how much more time Roman, is on TV. But so I wanna sidebar for a minute since we brought up WrestleMania, and we have to talk about the latest announcement with WWE that WrestleMania next year is going to be in Saudi.
Is it next year, or is it going to be a second WrestleMania? No,
it's
the
WrestleMania.
Deal.
They because we'll go through this real quick with Al. WWE tried to say, remember the 1 year WrestleMania was in New Orleans and they announced the day of WrestleMania that they were going to Saudi Arabia a month later, and Brock and Roman were going to have a rematch in Saudi in a cage. Like they announced it like fucking an hour before WrestleMania. Right. But it was also called WrestleMania. It was like the greatest WrestleMania or something. So WWE offered, we'll do a WrestleMania in the US or the UK or whatever, and we'll do Saudi, the greatest WrestleMania, right after it. It'll be great. And the Saudi government said, no, you fooled us once. We want
WrestleMania.
We want Wrestle-fucking-Mania, the WrestleMania, 2-night WrestleMania, the granddaddy of them all. And they cut a big enough check to make him say yes. And apparently, if they cut a big enough check, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and maybe a lot of other legends will be coming back to wrestle for that WrestleMania.
I mean, I'm already hearing rumors that they're paying $100 million just for Mania. I don't know how true it is, but that's what I've been hearing going around.
I heard the number floated just to try and convince The Rock to wrestle a single match is $25 $1.5 million from the Saudi
Just,
government.
just for his pocket?
Just for The Rock.
It's fucking crazy. So here's
Because he
my
says
thing.
he's not going to do it.
Right. Well, so Dave Abbey, worst decision ever, and that's so. There was somebody I heard called into a show, lives in New York for shits, priced out a round trip ticket to get to Saudi from New York, and that was about $1,900, and that's before you pay for WrestleMania tickets, hotel,
Yeah, but
food, like
I
it's
I have
insane.
I have a thing. Could we be just for 1 year a little less selfish? Think about it. Like the WWE is a world entertainment event. Like there's hella fans in the other side of the world. So I think we could sacrifice one WrestleMania.
Listen, I happen to love the Saudi shows. I always get a kick watching it because it's just mind blowing to me how these young kids in Saudi know every chant. They know who to root for.
Right.
Like it's amazing to me. But WrestleMania, like that's like the Super Bowl, like Americana. You know what I mean? Like there's people that they save up for the whole year to do WrestleMania and WrestleMania week that won't have that option. Or they're actually going to go, but I'm telling you right now, if you wind up going, make sure you look up all the laws because they're much different. And if you violate them, you may never be coming back.
I would
mean,
be executed in that fucking country.
Oh,
holy shit. Everything you could do. Plus, man, you got to think about the travel. You said it's $1,900 for the flight. I'm sure the hotels are probably very nice, but very expensive. The food, buying a bride. There's all kinds of really expensive stuff over in Saudi Arabia.
Did you say buying a bride?
No,
Buying
what?
You're so nonchalant. Just
extra.
that in.
It's an extra
He's just
expense.
trying to put that in there like I wasn't going to question it.
If you're there, you might as well pick one up. You know.
I mean, if
Dave
you are
Abbey
single-
over at YouTube. I know AEW has been totally a secondary product, but since WrestleMania is not just the 2 nights of wrestling, could this be the way for them to jump back in? All of the indie shows and WrestleCon, etc. I mean, this is a perfect opportunity that he should jump on. You know, I mean, because now it's WWE fans are going to have watch parties. They're not going to be going, you know, and that's, and to Al's point too, like, yes, are we being selfish? I kind of get it. You know, it's just.
You could say yes.
Well, yeah. I mean, we are being selfish in that way, and like, why not? But I'm just afraid this is gonna not be. I think this is gonna be more of a consistent thing, and it's already difficult. Like TKO, one thing you got to give Vince McMahon. Not much these days, but one thing you got to give him is that he was about the family-friendly entertainment. He wanted a family of 4 to be able to go to the shows, not where it priced you out, and have a great time and buy merch and all that kind of shit.
Right.
TKO doesn't give a fuck.
Wait,
TKO.
Is this the same guy that's been selling WWE belts for $600 forever?
Yeah.
And when Vince McMahon was in office, we still had some expensive ass WrestleManias.
Yes,
but
you
not
could still,
nowhere
near what it is now. And TKO has already gone on record that prices are going to continue to go up. And it is so hard for a family of 4 to go to a Monday Night Raw now, between the price of the tickets, the price of the food, the price of the merch, and you bring your kids to a Raw, you're going to have to get them something. Like, it's a fucking bang. I mean, it's well over $1,000. We used to be able to go to Monday Night Raw, go out to dinner, get like a t-shirt, and be within $300. You can't do that anymore.
But Steve, where can you do that in life right now in the United States?
No, I get it, dude. But wrestling is one of the
but everything goes up.
I know, I get it, but they are breaking records, bro.
They also,
the amount of money coming in. I mean, and now you're making us pay for another streaming service with ESPN. Like, it just, when does it stop? I'm telling you, they're going to be pricing people out.
I felt we got away with murder for some years through Peacock, you know, because that was awesome. When they said, pay-per-views included, sign me up for, what was it, $9.99 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So
it was great.
We've also been spoiled.
Of course.
But this is a problem across all of entertainment. Yeah, Red Cow Entertainment, they are a great YouTube channel. If you haven't checked them out, you should. Boxmac, go back to last year's WrestleMania episode. You might hear me do a voiceover for one of the segments of Boxmac, but Frankie and EJ and the rest of them over there run a great channel. So thanks for dropping in, Frank.
Thanks, guys.
But this is in general, it's a problem across entertainment. I'm talking about, especially with movies. WWE and Netflix the WWE Network and Peacock and Netflix kind of did the same thing to movies and to wrestling. They set a low price, $9.99 a month, and then Netflix, of course, now is like probably $15 a month, whatever it is. But what I'm saying is they've set a very low bar, and then your expectations that you get all of this media for that price. And then what you said was like a $35 a month or a $50 a month expense now becomes $10 a month. And now in your head, it's worth $10 a month. So if it ever goes back up, you go, well, I'm used to this. I don't want to pay this anymore. I can pay $12 for Netflix, or I can pay $20 to watch one movie in a movie theater, not counting the popcorn and the soda and everything
Right.
else. So that's why movie theaters, even though you see, they made $500 million, all this, when you average it out, it's not as many people. They're making more money because they're charging more, but it's not as many people attending theaters anymore as opposed to movies. So we got to that point where the value or the perceived value is a certain amount, and now the actualized value is like $500 tickets or whatever. So there's a big disconnect between getting something for free or for a low subscription fee and then having to go see the real thing for exponentially more.
I've been fortunate enough to be to many WrestleManias, and I mean now shitty seats are $1,000. I used to be able to go to WrestleMania all in $500, and they were great seats, and that's including food and everything else.
How many years ago was that, Steve? You're talking about, give or take?
I mean, the last Mania I went to, the last Mania I went to was MetLife.
Yeah. And how long ago was that?
What was that?
That was WrestleMania 35. So it was about 6-7 years ago, maybe.
God, dude, that was 6-7 years ago already.
Yeah, dude, because then, I don't know about you, I bought tickets to that fucking Tampa one that got canceled due to COVID. And that would have been my last one. And that was going to be, legit was going to be my last one because the ticket prices, and I know, again, time is different, but I'll give you some examples. WrestleMania 30, for $250, I got a floor seat that was about 50 rows back on the floor in a folding chair. So I was on the floor at WrestleMania 30. For about $150 a seat the year before that at WrestleMania 29, we were just where the barricade starts, like where the floor seats end and where the barricade starts for actual stadium seats. We were right there on an angle, and it was $150. It was $150 there, $249 for the floor seats. Then we went back up in the upper bowl the next year, or maybe I skipped Dallas. I skipped San Francisco, but you guys went to Dallas. We paid $249 for the return to New Orleans, and that was in the upper bowl, like $250 a seat for the not the upper bowl, but where the bowl starts on the football field. And then WrestleMania, we were even farther up, and those were what, $300 a piece, $349, I want to say, somewhere in that range.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yep. And then the next year it was like worse seats, and we got $350 seats for the Tampa one that got canceled, yeah, that was the last one. And now I wouldn't even think about it. It was in Philly. That's driving distance. I would have killed in my younger years for WrestleMania in Philly. I would have been there with bells on, but tickets would have been $100 instead of whatever they were.
And for great seats.
Yeah.
But it's not even Mania. Like now it's the Raws, it's the SmackDowns. Like even those are pricey. I mean,
they were for John Cena's last appearance in spring, and this is Springfield. This is not Boston. Springfield, financially, economically, whatever you want to say, is a little lower, or maybe a lot lower, than Boston, Massachusetts. Springfield it just is. And the tickets that they were selling, the prices they were selling, they were not good. They were like, it was like $300 seats for upper bowl shit, and like. People were. I know people that went and they paid because they wanted to see John Cena's last, Raw appearance.
So I have a question. right? Because I think all three of us are at worst case okay educated. Could it be the fact that when they go rent space now, those theaters are being rented for a higher premium, hence they
Oh,
have to
everything is,
also
yeah.
spend more money. You know, because that's the thing. Like we're, WrestleMania. What WrestleMania are we on now? WrestleMania what? 50, 40, whatever.
No, it was 42 this year.
Right. So you talking about WrestleMania 30 was 12 years ago, right? It's a lot of shit that happened in the last 12
It's
years
true. That's
that have
true.
gone up dramatically. You know what I'm saying? And we could start with food and end with food. But I just feel like it's part of, and not only that, like look at the pay of wrestlers now compared to wrestlers getting paid 12 years ago. Like you have guys that are mid carders making millions, millions. Like I don't think that was the case 12 years
Yeah,
ago.
but you got to remember they're making these deals, these billion-dollar deals. You know what I mean? On top of all the
Right.
revenue they're getting from every single show, plus
And they're
all the
getting
merchandise and the video games and the
Well,
house shows, even
the
though they don't do
billion
as
dollar
many anymore.
deals belong to the shareholders, right?
yeah, but
Like,
like Prime, every time a Prime logo or a Slim Jim logo or some shit is put on a ring or a table, that corporation is paying WWE for that advertising. So they're taking that off their production costs. It's costing them less to put on the show if they're getting sponsored. I understand everything's more expensive, and I'm not disagreeing, but what seems to be happening is that based on what the guy said, it seems like their intent is not to just go with inflation and reasonably increase prices as things inflate in the economy. It seems like this guy's going, these tickets are priced way too low. We could make way more profit off of this. And it's just
correct.
like, okay, we're already making, let's make up a number. We're already making 20% profit. Now we could make 30 or 40% profit on a single ticket. Like
Right.
I'm using fictional numbers, but that could be the reasoning.
And the thing for me is like, like yes, well, not anymore. I was gonna say is monopolized, but it's not, right? Like the WWE is the Yankees, the Cowboys, the Steelers. Is that
Right.
is that fan base. So no matter what they do to us, we will still be fans. And it's at a point that they invested so much money into this that they're like, you know what? That is what it is. Like you buy a Rolex because you're buying a Rolex. You're not test driving a Rolex. You're not putting on a Rolex. You got on a waiting list, and you get called when your fucking thing is up. It's pretty much the same thing. WrestleMania is gonna get sold out. It's just a matter of fact if you're gonna be there or you're not. That's the way
Mm.
these people are looking at it. Unfortunately, for
Dave had
us.
me over at YouTube. They saw what UFC was able to get away with, and they're doing the same thing to WWE.
Which, by the way, I'm not a fan of Dana White. Just off topic, Dana White produced the fight between Crawford and Canelo. It was an awesome match. He put contenders up against contenders. And it was great to see in boxing, which is something he promised to do in the boxing game that is very UFC ish. So kudos to him.
That's awesome.
He's looking. I mean, that's another thing TKO is looking to get into is promoting boxing. That's like their next big venture. So
Yeah, it's fun.
it's only a matter of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the other thing I want to talk about, one of the greatest things, in my opinion, that I have ever seen in the history of SmackDown. Brock Lesnar ripping his pants, giving Ron Cena an F5, and then looking at Stu and go, "Fuck, Stu, I ripped my pants. Blue underwear." That was amazing.
But the cherry on top of this entire thing was the little dance that he did afterward.
Yeah.
Oh
And
my god!
smacking his ass.
It's like, what do you do? Like,
I'm
but it was so funny.
I'm gonna tell you this much. I don't think I've seen Brock Lesnar in the ring have so much fun than I have seen like in the past year or so whenever he's been on TV. Like he's just
Especially
having
when
a
he's
blast.
Cowboy Brock.
He's
Like
he
when
doesn't
he's
give a fuck
Cowboy
anymore,
Brock, he
yeah.
just doesn't give a fuck.
he don't
Yeah.
give a fuck. Their creative has finally let him do him on the thing, and guess what? He's fucking funny. The
He's funny.
guy's The guy has charisma. There's a reason his aura, without speaking, spoke for himself. Should have let this fucker talk the whole time. He's
He
fucking
couldn't
great.
though. He was not though. He got there. He finally got there, but he was
Oh,
not
okay.
good.
Okay.
Early on, he would have been
yeah.
dead in the water without Heyman because he was not good on
He would have
He-
been a young Roman.
He evolved
Yeah.
right. He evolved to a point where he didn't need him anymore, and he could cut effective promos. But also, like one of the funniest things he ever did was when they were in the ring after Money in the Bank, and they did the whole. He was dancing with the boombox. First, he did it at the pay per view, and then they brought it back for the. It was like Kofi's music and Seth's music, and he was like rocking out to the different ones, and Heyman was playing the electric guitar and shit. And then Heyman lets it slip that he has a year to decide. And he's like, what the fuck, bro? I got a year. I'm out of here. I'll see you later. And he just like fucking letting you didn't see, bro. It was so good. He was just like, fuck it. I'm done. Bye. And he just leaves. You didn't see him for like months.
And once again, R-Truth was able to break Brock, which is always fun. I thought it was a great segment. I really enjoyed it. And it got me even more excited for this match with Cena, especially after Cena's promo on Raw. I mean, he's still one of the best to cut a promo. We just have to figure out how we think that match is going to go, and we'll get into that when we start breaking down WrestlePalooza. But a great segment with Brock. Here's something else I want to talk about.
What do you want to talk about?
I haven't been this excited about Bayley in a really long time.
She's a hugger.
And I said, watch. Remember I said weeks ago, watch this become the three faces of Bayley like they did with McFoley, and that's exactly what's happening. Because we got Hugger Bayley back out of nowhere, and then she's screaming at somebody in the locker room, but she's sitting there by herself, and then she was bitch Bayley. Like, we're getting... This is awesome. I'm loving everything about it. And I'm glad to see Bayley back and them actually doing something with her.
Yeah,
No, go ahead.
I was just saying, and she scared the shit out of the bird lady.
The shit out of everybody. She was wild. It was great.
Yeah.
The bird lady didn't know what to do. I was going to say, I don't know if you recall, a couple weeks ago, I said, I don't know what they're doing with Bayley. She's so boring. They might as well bring Hugger Bayley back. But this was a better idea because they brought a Hugger Psycho Bayley back. And I always say one thing. We as fans always react to fans. And the reaction she received when she was hugged got us all excited because they reacted great to her. Because they would have stayed dull to it, I think our conversation would have been a lot different. Like, I don't know, she didn't get over it.
But it shows you they
they
remembered.
Of course. It was a throwback for them.
I
would try to remix her old music. Like her Bayley huggable music. Like with like a creepy psychotic thing to it.
Like they did with Doink's music.
But see, what I think they're doing with Bayley is that depending on her day and which Bayley she is, that's what Bayley's music's coming out. So we're going to get her original music. We're going to get Hugger Bayley with the fucking the things. They're going to come back and she's going to do that. And then when she's, the other, and then each phase, she's going to come out to her current, and that's how they're going to do it. It's just depending on which one you're going to get. It's like when Mick Foley was Cactus Jack, he got Cactus Jack's music. When he was Dude Love, he came out to Dude Love's music. When he was Mankind, he came out to Mankind. And it's going to be the same thing.
Do you think they keep this up for the Rumble and have her occupy 3 spots like Mick did?
Yes, I think she's going to come in the three faces of Bayley. 100%. There's no doubt in my mind.
How do they not get Mick back for at least a segment?
They still could.
They might.
They could do like therapist Mick Foley talking to Bayley.
That would be great. Like if she goes in for a therapy session and he's the therapist.
He's
awesome.
and you would
let
understand.
me teach you how to control each, or something.
And then he interviews her in all 3 phases of him.
Oh, it would be amazing.
Oh my god! And at one point he's sitting there like he's in the Mankind stuff, but he has the sock on while he's writing notes with the hand that has the sock on. Like, oh, I'm seeing it all in my mind, and it would be so good.
It would be.
Awesome.
I like what they're doing with Sami Zayn and the Open Challenge. What I don't like is that he's approaching people instead of going out to the ring and saying who's next and then some surprise comes out. That's my only critique, but I do like he's doing it. His match with Rey Fenix was awesome. That was one of the best matches of the night, for sure, on SmackDown.
Yes, it was a very good. I just think he's trying to like put his own spin to the U.S. Open. You know what I'm saying? Like John Cena used to have people there. He's a fighting champ too, so he's gonna just call out people that he thinks deserve a chance instead of just letting anybody come outside. But I do rather have it the John Cena way because we get the element of surprise.
Right. Right. See, and right. I agree. We also had on SmackDown the WWE Women's Championship match, Tiffy Time versus Jade Cargill. Thought it was a pretty good match. I mean, Jade wasn't terrible. I thought it.
I was waiting for that.
She wasn't. She's getting better and better, and I think being in there with Tiffany helps. I like the finish. I like how Nia got involved at the end. They went through the barricade. And it, obviously ended the way it did, and Tiffany still's champion, but Jade doesn't look weak because of it, so I thought it was great.
What was I saw a screenshot of Tiffy and Trish Stratus both wearing hockey jerseys. What was that from? Was that from a long time ago?
I have no idea.
Were they in Canada lately?
They must have been in Canada. So it was the only reason I brought it up is because I thought it was like not funny, but like I thought it had happened recently because it was like it said Tiffy and then the other one said Trishy or whatever, and it said it had the guy from Family Guy, and he goes, "I'm Stiffy," and Giggity. He goes, and I'm Stiffy. Like it was Tiffy, and then he was Stiffy. So I was like, okay.
Well, it couldn't. Hockey season hasn't started yet, so it had to be last season at best. So
I'm sure somebody who follows hockey will tell me.
Yeah,
because they were definitely Maple Leafs jerseys. They were blue. But anyway, I thought it was something that happened recently, and that's why I brought it up. So now, never mind. It's something that happened a fucking year ago.
Match of the night by far on Raw, I will say. Penta versus Kofi Kingston.
Dude.
If you have not watched that match, go find it and watch it. It ended with a springboard Mexican destroyer. And it looked fucking awesome.
Oh,
unbelievable. It was such a great match. And Kofi's sell off the Mexican destroyer was worth its weight in gold. It was unbelievable. You got to go back and watch that match if you haven't seen it.
And what is so? He's been feuding. Penta's basically been feuding with both of the New Day for a while, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It started with Grayson Waller, He had to get through him.
Is Grayson Waller actually part of the New Day now?
Or it seems like it seems like the New Day's using him.
He's the new Big E.
Okay. Yeah, sure he is. Who does Penta have in terms of backup against the New Day? Who are his usual suspects?
Dragon Lee.
Okay.
And the War Raiders.
Right.
That's right. Defense. They did come to his defense. Okay. I was trying to recall that because I'm like, damn, I know both of them because we both just talked about how good their singles matches were. I'm like, fucking Lucha Brothers New Day. Just give me Lucha Brothers New Day, you bastards.
Speaking of Dragon Lee, we had Dragon Lee versus El Grande Americano, where we got we got 3 Grande Americanos.
They finally did the Spider-Man thing.
Yes. And it's so funny because they have like a small, medium, and a large. Grande.
They got a Grande, a Venti, and what's the other one?
A tall, I think.
A tall, yeah. Tall is the smallest one.
So, Lord knows where the fuck this is going. Stephanie Vaquer versus Kairi Sane.
It's going Survivor Series. 5 Grande Americanos versus whoever.
Oh, that would be great. That would be great. Stephanie versus Kairi Sane was a great match. Stephanie went over, which is great to see. They announced that match is official for WrestlePalooza. We'll get into that.
Who did you just say? I'm sorry, you broke up.
Stephanie Vaquer and
You said we'll get into that, or you're passing on.
in terms of yeah, well, WrestlePalooza.
Oh, well, I wanted to say one thing. I think I'm changing my vote.
Oh.
I thought it was Vicaire, but you said something before that I'm going back to. By the way, fuck Oberg. And I'm going back to that because you just said something that makes a lot of sense to me storyline wise.
Okay.
You have a pay per view following this one that's going to be in Australia. Mommy has never in her life beaten, what's her name?
Io Sky.
Io Sky 1-on-1. She should have her story finish being able to beat her and getting her title back against a mommy at Australia. That's why I'm changing my vote. And I just don't know. Like I told you before, I love Vicaire, but I would hate for them to put the title on her and her to go doll. She's barely been wrestling. I did see her wrestling the other day, which was cool. But outside of that, I don't see it much. And I
I
really
mean,
wish
listen, you could easily have Asuka interfere and cost Stephanie the match, so it doesn't hurt Stephanie at all for taking the loss. So I mean, you definitely could do it.
you
Um,
can, and yeah, right. And
you
then
know,
that could start a rivalry on that side after she loses it to mommy because she told her not to get involved in it. That's the only way I like that. That'll be the only thing. Maybe Kyrie Singh can help, and then Asuka gets mad at Kyrie Singh for it because she didn't, because they're beefing. But it's just the what you said is what changed my mind before. Like I'm like, yeah, Vaquera has to go over, but Io is a very credible wrestler. Like we tend to forget that sometimes, and she's
Oh
been
yeah,
on main
straight.
event after main event after main event, title matches at that, and she's been a multiple time champ. So for us to think here that Stephanie Vaquera is going to come out of nowhere as an NXT babyface to beat one of the best baby faces out there, who's in a legit storyline right now, which by the way, that storyline could be something that costs her that match, but the Australia thing's got me thinking longevity, and I would love it to end with mommy finally being EO at home. She is from Australia, right? She's not from Austria, making sure.
She would either be from Australia or New Zealand. Let me see.
I think she's from Australia. I'm almost positive. So
Yep,
if it is Australia, I think
Australia.
that I'd rather that.
well, Dave Abbey disagrees and says Asuka's going to cost Io at WrestlePalooza, and it will be Asuka versus Io in Perth.
And then, but what do you do with mommy? Do you not give mommy a
See,
tight
and I will say this too, because I agree, Mommy has to be a part of the show. A and B, we haven't seen much of Mommy at all,
at all?
so I don't know what's going on. Like,
So here's what as a variation of what Dave's saying, and kind of also what Al is saying. I believe this is what you said earlier. Al was the interference still happens, but Asuka interferes and helps Io actually win against Stephanie. Then over the next couple weeks, like the next Raw or whatever, Io's like, "Hey, Asuka, please stop helping me out. I don't need your help. I'm a singles wrestler. Please, like, it's not honorable to interfere in my matches, whatever." At leading up to Rhea Ripley challenging Io in Australia. And then the interference happens again, and Io either stops the interference or asks her not to come out, or like somehow the interference gets screwed up, and then Rhea Ripley wins, and then that starts the Asuka Io feud.
I like the idea. As long as EO ends up winning, I love the idea because I definitely see it going that route. And again, it's does WWE really invest time in storytelling without giving you something at the end? And that's what I'm saying. Like Vicaire is great. I love her, but if she gets the title on her, I feel there's no avenue for her to go to because who is she really beefing with?
yeah, but
Now,
she's champion. She's beefing with everyone at that point.
I have a quick question about Stephanie Vaquer. You mentioned that she hasn't been wrestling recently. I don't know if I'm making this up or if I heard it. Was
She
she?
just wrestled this week.
Yeah, but was she injured at one point? And was that why she wasn't wrestling? Or
No, I
was
think she had visa issues.
okay, that's what it was. Gotcha.
I think that's what it was. I think she had visa
Okay.
issues. So listen, we got to get into WrestlePalooza. We got about 20 minutes left, but before we do, I just got to ask: everyone was convinced Jey Uso was turning heel. It looks like LA Knight turned heel. Was that a heel turn? Was that his version of another receipt, and we're just going to keep receipting each other? I don't necessarily look at it as a heel turn, but everywhere I'm reading, people are like, heel turn, heel turn, heel turn. So what do you guys think? Was that a heel turn for LA Knight? And for the record, I'd rather that than Jey Uso right now, to be honest. But
I didn't see it as a heel turn. What do you think, Vince?
I feel like this almost seems kind of like one of those Attitude Era storylines that everybody's been clamoring for, where one week one guy hits a guy with a finisher and you're like, is he a heel? And then the next week the guy hits the other guy with a finisher and you're like, no, wait, is that guy the heel? And they kind of, I feel like this is not done. I don't think there's a definitive heel in this yet. I don't even know if they know if there's a definitive heel in this yet. I think they're going to tease it until a one-on-one matchup between the two, and then we're going to see how it actually washes out.
Storyline wise, I like I mentioned, right? Before, Jay for me is that guy that's real popular but never gets the girl at this point as a face. I think he needs to get a little switch up, and I think the fact that they're teasing us the the reunion of the Usos, but we have this friction going on because he's trying to little brother his big brother. It will be a great heel turn to get the heat on him. I
you
want to
know,
see him as a heel.
you know what's funny? This reminds me a lot of the New Day. They were teasing for so long that they were going to split the New Day, and then all of a sudden they both turned heel and started a whole new life. You know what I mean? So it's kind of the same thing. Dave Abbey asked if Jimmy could be the heel. He could. I just don't see it. I think Jay's too hot right now. I think the idea of the Usos getting back together is too hot of an idea right now. I think LA Knight's the right choice to go heel. I think he needs a change, and he's a great heel. So I think that could work. So we'll see. But I don't necessarily think what happened was an official heel turn. But I do think it's coming. I want to move on to WrestlePalooza.
Yes, let's do it.
Let's break down the card. Let's go with our picks. We got a tag team match. We got the Usos, Jimmy and Jay versus the Vision. I got to go with the Vision.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah.
because of all we've been talking about too, right? There's some friction there. Which, oh, by the way, where's Paul Heyman?
He
He's
got
in the
choked
Street
out by
Fighter
Roman
movie, too?
Reigns. No, he got choked out. I think
He's
they're just gonna have some
Honda.
time. But I did hear that he will be at WrestlePalooza.
Okay.
So
I thought
we'll
that
see.
was I was that's why I asked the question last week about does the Vision need Paul Heyman, because I thought maybe they bumped him off with that spot to write him off from the
Listen,
Vision.
not for nothing, they're doing a great job without him.
They are.
Right.
But I think
Maybe
Heyman
it's a
does add
test.
something.
It could be just a test to see how they do without him. Oh, bless you.
More than a reason why they should go over, right? I mean, look, they're huge.
Thank you.
Number
Yeah.
one, they're fucking massive.
They need it more than the Usos.
Correct.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
there's nothing lost if Jay and Jimmy lose a match. There's
Especially
nobody
because-
hates them.
Like you said, there's friction. They
Right.
might not communicate well. Something could happen. You know, it's their first time tagging in a while or whatever. There's a lot of ways you can write that story to get to the Vision winning.
And Tyra agrees she's going with
Yeah.
the Vision also. We got the vacant women's title, Io versus Stephanie. We already know Al's going with Io. I'm actually going to go with Stephanie. I think Stephanie goes over. I think you're going to have Stephanie versus Rhea in Perth. They already kind of teased it backstage where they had a backstage where they were face-to-face, Rhea and Stephanie, and Rhea said, you know, I'm coming for you if you win kind of thing. So I think that's... Either way, we're going to get Rhea in Perth. No doubt about it. I'm going with Stephanie Vicaire.
So, question:
Yeah.
is Stephanie gonna lose the belt right away, or is Mommy losing at home?
I could see Mommy losing at home.
Okay, fair enough.
I
They
can
already-
see her losing at home.
This is the old Vince McMahon principle. Well, they already bought the tickets.
Right.
There's send them. There's two schools of thought. There's send them home happy, and then there's they already bought the tickets. I'm going with Stephanie. I just to spice it up a little bit because listen, Io's credible. She could absolutely win. This thing we were talking about with Asuka could absolutely happen. But and I think regardless of the finish, I think Asuka's getting involved. But I would be interested to see what Stephanie can do with the belt. I mean, you're right. She's not fully developed as a full-fledged character. You know what I mean? She's just there's stuff there, but it's not complete. And I don't know if the title is going to legitimize her. And I don't know. We'll see. But I mean, it's like anything else. You put a title on somebody for the first time, it's kind of an experiment. And worst case scenario, she loses it to Rhea Ripley. And you were like, okay, in a month, she didn't impress you. Fucking change the title. Whatever. Doesn't matter.
I would love to see her get the Tiffy time treatment. Put her in a storyline, let her work through it, have a few matches, like and then give her a fucking run. I just feel they're gonna waste her time doing this right now.
But it feels like we've been teasing this Stephanie Vaquer winning a title thing for like fucking since WrestleMania, and it's September.
Yeah. I think it's about time, but we'll see. Dave Abbey, it's done nothing for Julia. That's true, although we've been seeing more of Julia lately, so it's got to be going somewhere. But I would have agreed with you more about 3 weeks ago. But now we've been seeing her weekly, and she's wrestled 2 weeks in a row, so we'll see where this momentum goes. Of course, mixed tag: CM Punk, AJ Lee, Seth Rollins, Becky Lynch. I'm going to go with my gut, and I'm going to go with CM Punk and AJ Lee.
Very tough to see them lose. And, like, again, I don't think nobody loses credibility for losing this match, but there's more of a long story to tell if the heels end up winning. So I will have to go the same route, AJ and Punk.
See, when Steve said go with his gut, I almost thought he was going to go the other way. And I know this is the contrary opinion here, but it would almost be more interesting. And I know, yes, you got to send him home happy. But they did already buy the tickets. So we're already here. We're already here. We're already at the main event. You were already happy. You cheered for AJ. You got to sing Cult of Personality. You got to do all the things you wanted to do. Punk hit the shitty Macho Man elbow drop. You got to see all the stuff you came to see. But I think it would be more interesting if the heels win. And I think if Seth pins Punk, it does nothing to harm AJ on her comeback because she didn't lose. Punk got pinned by Seth. Seth can rub it in and continue his feud with Punk over it. And then the girls can spin off, or excuse me, the women can spin off onto their own singles feud. And then for the next big event, you've got AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. And AJ has to go over. I
see it as Punk and AJ going over then gives them each the right to go after those respective singles titles.
Yeah, but do we want Punk challenge? Like, is he going to challenge again so soon?
I mean, so I don't want him to challenge so soon if he's not going to win. Because Punk can't lose again.
I got to apologize. I didn't want to cut you off, Vince, but I realized I don't know what the fuck is wrong with me. I guess it's a long work day. So I gave you the example of the heels, and then I said AJ and Punk. What I meant to say, it was more of a story if the heels happen to win because it's more of a shock. So I actually do think that the heels are going to win.
All right.
That's what I meant to say. I do apologize.
I wasn't sure if you were. Yeah.
It was them. Yeah, but and keep in mind, like, this ain't wrestling back in the day, Steve. Like, you could just be a star and ask for a fucking match and you get it. So AJ Lee could easily be like, hey, my husband got pinned, but I didn't. You didn't beat me. Exactly. So why don't you put that title on the line and prove you could beat me kind of stuff? And she gets a pop and, there comes a match.
True.
And then Seth can do his thing of, oh, I just pinned you. You're never going to challenge for this title again. Blah, blah, blah. You got to earn it. And then Punk
Get
has
to
to
the back of the line, all that
right.
shit.
Punk's got to win a 6-pack challenge or a beat the clock challenge or whatever you know what I mean? He's got to get back in the running for it somehow.
Or win the fucking Royal Rumble.
Right. The Royal Rumble, of course.
Or win the good old Rumble. Or Elimination Chamber, however long. I mean, I'm not mad if Punk gets his revenge on him at the biggest stage. I would not be mad at that. I'll take it.
I mean, it would make sense because last year was, Punk's big main event, whatever it was, his first main event. And the moment, the story is that the moment was ruined by Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins. And if we're telling these year-to-year stories like we did with Cody losing the first time and then winning the second time, we might be seeing another version of that where he lost 1 year and we're taking a whole year to build up to that title change again.
I truly believe that.
And we're believe it or not, man, we're halfway there.
We are.
Oh,
Fucking September.
it is
Holy
September.
shit, where did 2025 go?
Mind
half
you,
of September's
I have
gone
more
already.
halfway than September already. Like, we're there.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
World Championship, Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre. Got to go with Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. He came extra jacked too. Like, he on steroids and shit. He took a few cycles for the movie, so he's promoting a movie. He's not fucking taking an L promoting a movie. Who are we kidding? It's TKO.
Yeah, I don't think he's losing. And it's unfortunate that it's Drew in this position again. It's like, fuck it, put LA Knight, put anybody else in there. Like, does Drew need to lose another fucking title match? I mean, that's my only problem with it, is Drew has lost so many fucking title matches that at this point, him losing another one is just like, how much longer can he be credible as a main event guy if he can't get it done?
But he's so good. You oversee that. For me at least, I think he's so good. Like, he's one of those guys. He's a heel. He's supposed to lose. Like, that's what he does for a living. Like, it's tough. There's a lot of big guys. It's like we said before, right? There's guys that you can't bump out of the main event right now.
That's true.
And unfortunately, Drew's not at that level. He's great, but he's not our favorite guy at that level. It's weird.
John Cena versus Brock Lesnar. I have struggled with this one, but I gotta go with Brock Lesnar.
I have to agree with you. Simply because I believe his final match might be like, so you know how we said before, like, oh no, he has to take an L, he has to pass it on. They might have to change it up for the greatest of all time to finish his story full circle. I think he loses now to Brock Lesnar and he wins his last match against Brock Lesnar. And he walks away on top. Like, you know what? I finally fucking did it.
I wish you never found those fucking buttons. Christ on a bike. Oh no. Oh my God. I'm shocked. I thought this was the easy call of the whole pay-per-view. I thought it was John Cena, no fucking doubt. But now you're starting to make me doubt my pick here. I'm still gonna pick Cena because I'm not betting against Big Match John right now, but like, you make a good argument, both of you.
It's a tough one.
If the plan is he conquers the Beast in his last match, sure, I'm okay with him losing it. But I agree. Dave Abbey says has to be Cena. There aren't enough matches left. Yeah, I mean, if it's just a rematch with Brock, I can see him losing. If not, I see them referencing that SummerSlam match a lot. I think Brock's going to start off trying to do a bunch of German suplexes. And then my prediction is John Cena is going to reverse it, and he's going to hit a bunch of German suplexes on Brock, and then we're going to get back into like a regular wrestling match. But that's just my thoughts on how. If I was producing the match, I would allude to the Suplex City match before going, or start off as a regular wrestling match, and by the end of it, you start teasing the Suplex City thing. One way or another, I feel like it's going to be referenced. But I think Cena's gonna win. Like that's my I'm sticking with it just because like it's more interesting if we all don't have the same pick.
True. Either way, first pay-per-view for the ESPN era. It's a stacked card, so it should be a good show. We'll see. You know, when it's always the first one, they pull out all the stops. So
I have a question that a lot of people that might be watching or asking. So if you have the ESPN app as a subscriber monthly, do you get the match as part of it, or do you have to pay it as a pay-per-view, like when they have a UFC?
As far as I know, if you're subscribed, you get the pay-per-view.
Okay, good. Because I have ESPN, so I'm good.
I now have it through my Disney Plus subscription, so I should have it. So I'm now paying $30 a month. I can't tell you how happy I am.
I will just watch it on one of the various streaming websites that I go to. Fuck it. By the way, I had to turn I don't know why this happens, but sometimes the camera freezes and it picked the stupidest fucking freeze frame. So I'm just going to
Yeah, that's great.
It's fucking terrible, right? Oh my God. So I'm just going to put Oh no. Oh, here comes the pain. Oh, with that being said, there is also an AEW pay-per-view the same day, All Out, headlined by the return of Eddie Kingston. We've got Adam Page against the Protostar Kyle Fletcher, and Okada defending in a three-way against Takeshita, or a four-way rather, Takeshita, Mascara Dorada, and Beast Mortos. Edge and Christian are tag teaming for the first time in fucking forever, and a whole bunch of other shit's happening. So if you're looking for more wrestling that day, go watch WrestlePalooza. Like, you can watch AEW because it starts earlier. You can also watch WrestlePalooza. You can watch it all.
Did we talk about my man Dominic Mysterio being AAA Mexican champion?
Oh, that's right.
Two belts down.
Two belt Dom. Not for long, though, because Rusev on his back. Rusev said, I am the next Intercontinental Champion.
Well, and we shall see if that comes to pass, or if that match gets announced. We'll talk about it right here on the War Report. And that's every Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And we live stream on Facebook and on YouTube. So if you go to Facebook, you type in Tag Me a Date in the search bar. You'll find our page. Hit the thumbs up to like it. And the live stream will appear in your news feed on Facebook. If you go to YouTube, do youtube.com, same process. Type in Tag Me a Date. You'll find our channel. Hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell to get notified when we go live. And we go live, as I said, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We do have a daylight savings time thing coming out. It affects most of the people in the world, so you shouldn't have any problem finding us, but just check your local listings. If you want to follow us on social media, we're on Twitter /X, Instagram, and other platforms at Tag Me a Date, all one word, Tag Me a Date with no spaces. Give us a follow on there. If you are on TikTok, search for The War Report Podcast. That's all one word, The War Report Podcast. On Instagram and on TikTok, we post reels and shorts of the topics we discussed last week leading up to next Tuesday's show. And, of course, if you prefer an audio version instead of this live stream version of the podcast, you can get your favorite podcast app, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play Podcasts. Type in Tag Me a Date, type in The War Report. You'll see our lovely War Report logo, and then in the text description, it'll mention Vince, Steve, and all the regulars, so you know it's us. Hit the subscribe button, and the audio version gets delivered to your tablet or mobile device as soon as Ryan uploads it to the site. And with that being said, we've had a lovely evening here today. Thank you, everybody, checking in. Frankie from Red Cow, Dave, Rosca, Tara, Ryan, Eric, and everybody else. Thank you for your comments. We will see you next week, next Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern, for another edition of the War Report After Dark. Have a great week.